Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm talking about Etsy and is it worth it? So we're talking about the pros and cons today. This is my personal experience mixed in with some facts and different things. This may not be exactly how you've experienced Etsy in the past. I've had a pretty good experience with Etsy in the past 6.5 years I've been on there, but everyone's different. But we'll get right into that. Etsy is a great place to start out for small business. It is obviously handmade. Etsy is a handmade platform, so you can't sell anything that you get off like AliExpress, for example. But it is really amazing to start out on. Just because it does have its own inbuilt search engine, it is much easier to start out on Etsy rather than having your own store. It's also really easy to set up and maintain. It took me maybe a day to set my Etsy store up, probably not even that. It's super easy, really basic. You don't have to have any sort of website knowledge or coding, anything like that. And the listings are just super simplistic. It tells you what to do, like the title, the description, what sort of angles you should have your photos and what you should include as a price even. Has all sorts of things in the listing. Really easy and really straightforward. You can also have unlimited listings. I know some websites, when you do pay a monthly fee, you can only have a certain amount, like 20 listings or 50. I currently have about 100 listings on my Etsy. It has an inbuilt search engine. If you start a website, for example, you're gonna have to drive all your own traffic. But with Etsy, you put your listing up and then they have their own search engine installed. So people can type in scrunchies and you'll come up as long as you're up in the SEO rankings. I'm pretty high up in the SEO rankings. I haven't checked in a while, but there was quite a few months where I was the number 1 and like number 5 and number 7 with all my different listings. It's more easy to be found on Etsy. There are literally millions of active buyers on Etsy as well. So that ties in with their inbuilt search engine. You are more likely to get found than someone typing scrunchies into Google and a billion websites come up. You're more likely to be found on Etsy through their search engine. The analytics on Etsy are really easy to read. You can look at the stats, how many people have viewed your page in the last 30 days, look at the traffic that's coming in, the net sales that you've made, and the orders that you've had. That's just on the dashboard. There's also a more involved and in-depth analytics page, and that has a heap of information that can be broken down and benefit you if you look into it. You can sell to specific countries. So if I wanted to sell to just America and UK, I can take away everyone else and only sell to those 2 locations plus Australia, which would be my domestic buyers. Another pro is it is so easy to have sales on Etsy. I know with my Shopify, I literally have to go through and mark each individual item as a different price and then a compare out price to have a sale. It takes ages, and especially when you're taking off the sale, it's a very big thing to do. It takes me about an hour because I have about 500, maybe 600 different items on my Shopify account. That is a massive pro for Etsy. All you have to do is click on the sale button and then it shows which listings you would like to include. You just click on the listings you'd like to include, put some information in. It is so simplistic. That is one massive pro for Etsy. Payments to my bank account are super quick. I have my payments set to every day. Every business day, Etsy will deposit into my bank, and usually I'll have it by the next day. So it usually takes 1 business day or not even that to get into my bank account. So it is super quick turnaround time. You can get cheaper shipping on Etsy. I personally don't use this function because I found it's not necessarily cheaper, especially for my overseas items. I think it might be because the box is about that big, but they still come up at $2 more expensive. I know you can get them cheaper though, and it might be because I am in rural Victoria. For people in US and UK, you can get it much cheaper on Etsy. It is definitely something to look into just to check if it is cheaper for you, because I know that there is a lot of people that do use it and it works well for some people. So yeah, definitely something to look into as a pro for Etsy. Now we get into the cons. So of course, the first one would be the fees. Honestly, I don't think the fees are that unreasonable for Etsy. As I have stated so many times in this video already, it has its own inbuilt platform. You can get seen from it, you can grow from it. So I don't necessarily think Etsy charges a great deal. Being in Australia though, the USD to AUD does fluctuate a lot. When I first started, it was amazing. Like it was almost the same currency, but now it's like, it's almost double and a half. Etsy charges listing fees, so 20 cents USD, which I think works out to be about 30 cents Australian dollar. So every time a listing gets posted, that's 20 cents to put that up in USD. If someone purchases one of these scrunchies, that's another 20 cents USD, plus a listing fee, plus shipping fees, plus the credit card fees, and any ads that are included. There might be some more fees I've forgotten, but there is a lot of different fees, and it usually adds up to about 10% of the total price. Ones like Amazon and even eBay, their fees are quite high as well. So I think you do get value for money if you use Etsy correctly. Another example, in January, I did donation scrunchies for 2 weeks. I also obviously had my own orders and heap of my own scrunchies purchased with my donation scrunchies for the Australian bushfire appeal. But just for example, I did not have my Shopify website until February, about midway through February, and this is why I made my Shopify website, because that month of January where I had the donation scrunchies and my own scrunchies and the 50% off donation scrunchies, they added up to about $800 in fees. When you're selling a lot of items, the fees do add up really quickly, especially because I was the one that was driving all my traffic to my Etsy. I could have saved a lot of money if I had my website up and running a month before. So there are a lot of similar products already available on Etsy. For scrunchies, you could type that in and it'll come up with thousands and thousands of different scrunchies. To sell an item like scrunchies is going to be really hard for someone that's new, starting out, doesn't have a pre-established business, to get on the top ranks, unless you know how to do marketing and you know how to drive your own traffic to that particular item, because otherwise you'll get lost in the search. You can't personalize Etsy as much as you can as other websites. You can't make it really your own brand. Like, you can put banners up and you can put, you know, different photos, but it still looks like an Etsy page. Everyone's Etsy page does look very similar. There's not much brand identity going with like the colors, and like you can't change your fonts and all that. It is harder to brand on Etsy, kind of get put into the same sort of basket. Everyone kind of looks the same. Etsy has quite terrible customer service, I'm not gonna lie. They are really slow at replying to messages. They aren't very helpful a lot of the time. Not that great in terms of supporting sellers and being behind sellers' backs. They are much more customer inclined. That's a big issue and a con for Etsy. So this is my roundabout view of Etsy. I think it is a great platform, especially for those starting out. I think it is quite easy to sell on there. Obviously you need to put effort in and time and spend money to make money. The biggest cons would be the listing fees and the customer service from Etsy themselves, but otherwise I think it is a really amazing platform that is super easy to use and just a well set out platform that's quite spectacular. But I do have one recommendation. Eventually, once you do get your business started up, like I did, branch out, because you do not want all your eggs in Etsy's basket, because they keep doing things to kind of throw sellers underneath the bus. Do not want to be stuck with just Etsy. You want to branch out into your own brand and do that. So I do 100% recommend a website. Once you get a following, once you get people ordering consistently and repeat buyers. When I started my website in February, I still got orders from Etsy. Once I had it all set up and all my SEO correct and my products were available, it was really easy for me to just continue on with Etsy and not do literally nothing. I have not touched my Etsy since February. I've maybe uploaded 3 new items, which is barely any from what I've actually uploaded onto my new website, and I've still made quite a bit of money from just it selling by itself from that search engine. If you do open up a new website, I do recommend still keeping Etsy, because that's money that I wouldn't have got normally. I do recommend, if you do open up a website, also keep your Etsy. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of insight into Etsy and the pros and cons, and is it worth it? If you have absolutely any questions, comment them down below and I'll try and help out as best as I can. I definitely don't know everything about Etsy, but I have been on there for almost 7 years, so I know a little bit here and there. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. I'll be doing more videos hopefully every week. I do get quite busy because I am full-time work, full-time uni. Yep. So I never know how to finish these things. So thank you all for watching.